Alright, section 4.2, angle relationships. Continuing today with triangles. Should be review some triangle properties from, again, 7th and 8th grade math and some different properties from there. So there should be some review there. We'll also add a couple new things. But continue on with triangles here. Angle relationships, section 4.2. The first angle relationship we're going to talk about is what's called the triangle sum theorem. Now, you should hopefully recall, but the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So each of my individual angles will add up to a total of 180 degrees. Every time. Without a doubt, they will add up to 180.
Okay, so I don't think it rarely happens, but what if they know?
That's not a triangle.
So then what is it, what if they add up to 76?
Then probably something that looks like this. I don't know. It's not a triangle.
Just a shape.
Just 3 lines together. Some angles. Maybe it's just one angle, 76. I don't know. Yes, sir.
How did you record it? Just your voice, or is it your face? Are you filming yourself close up, or is it just
It's the board. It records the board.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. And my voice. So right now, this conversation is on there. Thank you. Thank you, Mats. Now, the corollary here, the next one. Now, this would be new for most of us probably, but when you look at it, you probably think, oh yeah, that makes sense. In a right triangle, so one of them is a 90-degree angle, the other two angles then would add up to, 90 degrees. Okay, so what this corollary says is the acute angles of a right triangle are complementary, as in they add up to 90 degrees. So what you can do is, the shortcut there is, instead of subtracting all from 180, to find the missing angle, you could just subtract from 90. Okay, that is a shortcut. If you're like, I don't like that, I like just going from 180, hey, that top one will always get you right answers without a doubt. Not a problem. The bottom one just says, hey, there's a shortcut when there's a right angle. You can just subtract from 90. Okay? So that's kind of a shortcut. What? It's not a triangle. If it's A equals 360, it's a quadrilateral. Alright, so number one. I want to find an angle measure. So number one, I have an angle of 70 degrees, I have an angle of 50 degrees, and I have x degrees. I need to find that missing angle. What does a triangle add up again to, Jessica? 180. The triangles add up equal to 180. So to find that missing angle, I subtract from 180, and I get what, Camden? 60 degrees. Nice job, sir. Again, I could take 120 minus 70 minus 50, or if I wanted to, I could add the other two and then subtract from 180. So 180 minus 120. Either way, we get angles of 60 degrees. What about number two? Still need to find x there. I have an angle of 45 degrees and I have an angle of 105 degrees. What do you say, Kay? 30 degrees is correct. Nice job. Again, Johnny, what does the triangle add up to? 180. Come away knowing that today, we'll be just fine. Number three, I have an angle of 33 degrees, angle of 57 degrees. When I subtract those from 180, I'm going to get an angle of, what do you say, Tina? 90 degrees. Very good. And the last one there. I have three angles. All of them say x degrees. Well, what does that have to be? X has to equal what, Nick? 60 degrees. Now, a little review of yesterday. What type of triangle would that be?
Equilateral.
Technically, yes. It's also, though,
Equiangular.
Equiangular.
What happened in that isosceles triangle, and then but then all x?
Then only two are equal if it's isosceles. Then they'll give you more than just some numbers. We'll get some of those here in a bit. All right, take a couple seconds here. Try numbers 5 and 6. Find the missing angles. There's a couple different ways to do number 6. Number 5, there's really only one way. All right, let's walk through this. Number 5. What'd you do to find number 5, Nick?
Added 49, 84,
Okay, and what did you get for an answer?
47.
47 degrees. Nice job. I would agree with that, sir. All right, number 6. A little different here. There's a couple different ways you could do number 6. What's one way you did it, Trevor?
Take 180 minus 84.
So you found this angle right here. That's 96 degrees. Very good, because that is on a line. So then what'd you do, Trevor? Add these two. And that gets us 142. Is that right? So 180 minus 142. And I get what for my degrees, Trevor? 38 degrees. Very good. So that's one way to do it. You can look at the small triangle there. Another way to do it, which was probably maybe the least popular, was you can look at the big triangle. Okay? Because I know this angle is 46. I know this angle is 47. I know part of this angle is 49. I could add up all three of those and subtract from 180, and I would still get 38 degrees. Now that one might be a little bit tougher because it's, seeing the big triangle.
How do you know that angle is 47?
Because we just found
Because we just found it. Thank you, though, because actually I think you gave me that answer. You found it. Nice work, Nick. All right. Number 7. What happens now if I have to find more than one angle again? So I'm given x, I'm given 2x. I think this is what Mats was talking about earlier. Am I correct, Mats? Problem like this. Okay, so I'm given x, I'm given 2x, and I'm given one angle 66 degrees. Well, let's think about this. What's a triangle add up to, Noah?
180.
So what am I going to do with all these individual angles, Noah?
Subtract.
Or
Add them up.
add them up and set them equal to?
180.
So x plus 2x plus 66 equals 180. And now I'm just going to solve for x. X plus 2x is 3x. So I have 3x plus 66 equals 180. Subtract 66 from both sides. I get 3x equals 114. Divide by 3 now. And I'm going to get x to come out and be what, Austin? 38. And then what am I going to do with that 38, Austin?
Plug it in to add.
Plug it in. So the first angle is going to be, well, just 38 degrees. The second one, 2 times 38, is going to be then 76 degrees. And now I have my 3 angles, 38, 76, and 66. All right, same idea for number 8 here. I'm given one angle is 85. I'm given another angle is x plus 5. And a third angle is 2x minus 21. What's a triangle add up to, Hannah? 180. So I'm going to do what with all those angles, Caitlin? What'd you say? And set them equal to? Very good. So x plus 5 plus 2x minus 21 plus 85 equals 180. And then from there, it's just solving for x. X plus 2x gives me 3x again. 5 minus 21 plus 85 gets me, I believe, 69. So I have 3x plus 69 equals 180. Solve for x. What would I want to do next, Peyton?
solve for x. Subtract 69.
Subtract 69. I get 3x equals 111. Divide by 3. And I'm going to get x to come out and be what, Austin?
37.
37. And then to find my missing angles, what do I have to do with all that, Gabe? Subtract it? Or actually I need to plug them in for x. Nice job, Johnny. So 37 plus 5 gets me what, Johnny?
Hold on. 42.
42. Thank you, sir. 2 times 37 minus 21 is going to get me what, Austin? 53 degrees. And now I have my 3 angles, 42, 53, and 85. And if you were to add up all of those, they would get us 180 degrees. Again, knowing that theorem right there, triangles out to 180, is going to be big today. All right, take a couple seconds to solve for this triangle. Now, number 9 is just solving for x, so you're doing half your problem already. Number 10 is then plugging that information back in to find your 3 angles. So take a couple seconds to try this out. All right, so number 9, when I get the value of x, what does the value of x come out to be, Kay? Yes, very good. X comes out to be 14. When I plug x in for all of my individual angles, what are my individual angles then, Kay? 85, 65, and 30 degrees is correct. Nice job. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Shortcuts here. I have a what type of triangle? Would you notice here, Jersey? This is a right triangle. So that means that angle is how many degrees, Jersey? 90. Which means my other 2 angles are going to add up to what, Jersey? 41 and what? 49. Very good. So using that corollary we talked about, the shortcut says, instead of subtracting from 180, well, I can just subtract from 90 now, because I'm given one angle is 90, and that's where I get angle L to be 49 degrees. Again, could I just go from 180 on this? You bet. You can add 90 and 41, you're still going to get the same answer. Okay, there's just some different shortcuts that you can use. Do you have to use the shortcuts? No. You can always use triangles out to 180 and be just fine. Same thing on number 12. I have a what type of triangle for number 12, Drew? That is a right triangle, so subtract from 90. 90 minus 50.2 is what, Max?
39.8.
Thanks, Max. Appreciate it. 39.8 degrees is correct. All right, last thing we're going to talk about today is what is called the exterior angles, or the exterior angle theorem. All right, exterior angles is if I were to continue a line in a triangle, the angle that is formed with that line and the triangle would be the exterior angle. So you kind of see that here. That would be our exterior angles. What's left on the inside is what would be called our remote interior angles. Okay? The exterior angle theorem says now that the exterior angle equals the sum of the remote interior angles. Now, why is that true? Well, think about it here. What's a triangle add up to?
180.
What's a line add up to?
180.
On both of them, if I were to subtract angle 3, I get the same thing, essentially. Because I'm subtracting 3 from both of them, or angle 3 from both of them, I get what is the sum of the other 2 angles, or what is the exterior angles. Okay? Now, if you want to do, again, you can always use a line is 180 and a triangle is 180 and still solve these and work them out the same. This is just a shortcut. All right, and then the last one is the third angles theorem. Third angles theorem, all that's saying is if 2 of the angles are congruent, the third one is congruent as well. Okay? So that's all that third angles theorem is saying. All right, so let's try number 13 here. I want to find the measure of angle G. Now, I know that this angle is 111 degrees. Using that the exterior angles theorem, what does G have to be here? Trevor? 51 degrees. And how do we get that? We took 111 minus 60, and that got us the 51 degrees. Now, if you're a person that's like, ooh, I don't know, I don't see that, hey, you can do that the old-fashioned way right here. By example, 111, that means that this angle right here would be 69 degrees. So then take 69 and 60, subtract them from 180, and I'm still going to get 51 degrees. Doesn't matter which way you work it out. There's a lot of these problems you can work out a lot of different ways. Doesn't matter to me which way you choose. Just work it out, find a way that works for you. Number 14, measure of angle D. Okay, so I want to find the measure of angle D. If this one is 68 degrees, what do angle D and angle C add up to equal? What do they add up to equal? Yeah. Anybody? 68. Yeah, my two remote interiors are going to add up to equal that exterior angle. So 3x plus 4x plus 5 equals 68. From there, I solve for x. 3x plus 4x is 7x plus 5 equals 68. Subtract 5. 7x equals 63. Divide by 7. I get x to be what, Nick? 9. Now, what's it saying I need to plug that back in for? What am I trying to solve for, Nick? D. So I'm going to plug this back in for D up there. 4 times 9 is what, Troy? Plus 5. That angle is 41 degrees. Okay? A lot of different ways to work these out. All right, last problems we're going to talk about today. So I'm trying to find some missing angles. Now, you notice angle L and angle P. What those little marks mean right there, Ryan, those are? Well, K and N have 2 marks. That means those are. So if those two are both congruent, that means my missing angles are also congruent. So what am I going to do with that 6x plus 10 and that 7x minus 2? I'm going to set them equal to each other. 6x plus 10 equals 7x minus 2. And from here I solve for x. So subtract 6x. 10 equals x minus 2. Add 2. And I get x to come out and be what, Caitlin? 12. Now I need to plug that back in. So I take that and I plug it back in for my angles. 12 times 6 is what, Tyler? Plus 10? So that one is 82 degrees. What's my other angle have to be then as well, Tyler? 82 degrees. Nice job, sir. Try number 16 here on your own. Try number 16. All right, number 16 here. What did you get x to equal, Ryan? X comes out to equal?
11.
X comes out to equal what, Mots?
11.
11. And I'm going to take that 11 now and plug it back in. And both my angles come out to be what, Kay? 33 degrees. Very good. Here is your assignment. Do take note, it is a Blackboard assignment.